What food has the absolute best mouthfeel?
A stiff-ass grape bursting.
This really sad flavorless angel food cake my girlfriend made. It tasted like a sad marshmallow, but it was a very soft, more than marshmallow texture. Best way to describe it.
Night water.
Toasted sourdough with butter. Warm crunchy softness.
We're finally talking about the mouthfeel. Chocolate chip cookies fresh from the oven. An initial satisfying crunch, and then the warm gooey sensation melts into your mouth.
Have you ever had a root beer float and the root beer made the ice cream crunchy?
Brownie sundae. Warm brownie. Cold ice cream.
What weird things happen during sex that nobody warns you about?
When you try out a new position and it really doesn't work, and you kind of just have to be like, "Hey, next." Your hand cramps up or your elbow starts hurting. Just when she's getting close, my tongue cramps up.
Your dick occasionally slips out.
When you are a foot taller than your SO and lining up is difficult.
Some toilet paper leaves clitty litter.
What's the weirdest/scariest thing you've ever seen when at somebody else's house?
My brother had a friend when we were growing up, and his father was a taxidermist. Went to their house once and they had a taxidermied leopard in the middle of their living room.
What's the scariest thing that's ever woken you up during the middle of the night?
Cat knocked a glass of water off my windowsill and it landed on my head. Thought someone had broken in and tried to beat me to death because I thought all the water was blood. My cat is an asshole.
My boyfriend screaming at me to wake the fuck up. Was the car on fire pretty much right outside our bedroom window? How I managed to sleep through the exploding tire sound is beyond me. That shit was loud. My almost 4-year-old standing at my bedside staring right at me. Once my eyes were open, she said I brought the monsters in here, then went back to bed. Thanks kid, I had you so they'd go in your room.
What is it that you hate the most about the city or town that you live in?
I live here, a Six Flags and an outlet mall. The town is nothing but retail and chain restaurants. There is no downtown area outside all of that. Midwest this time of the year, salt fucking everywhere.
St. Petersburg, Russia, weather. It's a 6 million city at the latitude of Anchorage, Alaska. There's shitty dirty snow everywhere from early November till late March or even April.
LA. I work in downtown and it gets very annoying when influencers and or people who just moved in get upset when you're in their way. I'm sorry I ruined your photo, I just want to get home.
We have a street spelt Coburn but everyone pronounces it Coburn. Stop living this lie and pronounce it Coburn.
Potholes, road work that takes forever, combined with bad weather. Welcome to Montreal.
Murder. Definitely the murder. Baltimore.
What was the hardest or best riddle you've ever seen?
Take me out of a window, and I leave a grieving wife. But stick me in a door, and I can save somebody's life. What am I?
Easy one. A big black dog stood in the middle of a black road. There were no street lights above the road. An old car with broken headlights drove towards the dog but turned in time before he hit it. How did the driver see the dog in time?
The man who made it didn't want it. The man who bought it didn't need it. The man who used it never knew it. What is it?
What can you hold in your right hand but not in your left?
How far can you walk into a forest?
Halo of water, tongue of wood, walls of stone, long I stood.
When does 11 plus 3 equals 2?
I am broken when my name is spoken. What am I?
What documentary would you recommend to someone who thinks documentaries are boring?
Planet Earth 1 and 2. The one about Fire Festival on Netflix was really interesting emo, and I'm not really a fan of documentaries, so it could be worth checking out.
What's the most inappropriate thing a coworker of the opposite sex has asked/said to you at work?
I have a partial amputation of my left thumb. Had a coworker say he wanted to suck on it once. So weird.
Offered me 20 pounds for sex. I turned him down, then went to HR. He admitted it and chose to resign before he was fired.
Married, with a child, manager tried to get me to come home with him when we were the only people working one night. He was 31. I was 17.
What's the weirdest thing about America that nobody talks about?
The election cycles. It seems as though politicians are constantly campaigning. The next election is almost a year and a half away and people are already announcing they're running for president. Wearing your army uniform to formal events. Like, to weddings, or funerals. Huh?
The prices on price tags are before tax.
A lot of us make fun of McDonald's for being absolute garbage, but are willing to eat specifically and only their chicken nuggets for the rest of our lives.
Prizes and winnings from TV shows and lotteries are taxed. It sounds fucking stupid to win $1 million on a show but only take home $400,000. Even stupider to win a car on The Price is Right and having to pay taxes on it. If your disposition isn't happy, then people act like something's wrong with you.
It has long since confused me that people find it normal to share dorm rooms with strangers. Having little to no privacy as a young adult is something I only know from former or present communist countries.
Pound is abbreviated pounds. Degree.
What item seems way overpriced to you and why?
A degree/higher education.
Those Texas TI-83 Plus graphing calculators. They cost more than some tablets but haven't changed in like 20 plus years.
Fast food. If I have to pay $8.50 for a double cheeseburger with fries and a drink at Wendy's, why not just go a few minutes down the road and sit down in a nice restaurant and get a hand-patted burger cooked fresh for $1 or $2 extra?
Prescription drugs, in America. Every phone in the last 5 years,